It's Travel Michigan. I'm Dave Lorenz, along with Michelle Grinnell. And Michelle, we're headed up to a place that people don't often think about this time of year.
That's right, but they should. And here to tell us why is Bobby Benser Jr., who is the owner of Murdick's Fudge, but also the president of the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau. Bobby, welcome to the show. And as Dave mentioned, people think of Mackinac Island in the summertime. So let's start with that. How was the summer up on the island?
Dave and Michelle, thanks for having me on the show. Very good, actually. We were probably up, 3 or 4% as an island, and it's probably a tad better than I really could have hoped for, or the island could have hoped for. So it's definitely a very good year, and the Pure Michigan campaign is certainly paying off for all of Michigan and Mackinac Island.
Well, I hope so. Certainly has been what appears to be a good year around the state this past year, and let's hope we head into the next season with some strength. And of course, at this time of the year, I'm always crossing my fingers for snow so we can transition, unlike a lot of people here in the studio. But
I like snow when I'm sitting inside with my cup of cocoa, watching it.
Well, that's actually a good idea. Actually, you head up to the island this time of year and maybe enjoy a little activity in the wintertime. People don't, like Michelle was saying, don't really think about heading to the island this time of year.
No, they really don't. We closed the fourth weekend in October with a great turtle run and the big Halloween event, Halloween party. But the island really reopens, in December. The Christmas Bazaar is that first weekend, December 6th and 7th, and actually the Cottage Inn, little B&B, stays open for the month of December and January and February. The Pontiac Lodge is open, and I think a little B&B called the Bogan Lane Inn. And actually, the Lilac Tree Hotel is going to open December 27th through January 2nd. So we're really excited about that. We're taking reservations now, and it's the same island in the wintertime, but it's just slower, and it's winter. But it's if you've never experienced Mackinac by winter, you really should. It's easy to get there. The Arnold Transit Ferry runs a limited schedule 3 or 4 times from St. Ignace every day. So it's not difficult to get there. And then after mid-December or so, you can fly out of St. Ignace on Great Lakes Air.
So I'm very curious, because when you go to the island, part of the charm is you bike, you take a horse-drawn carriage, you walk. There's no cars. So how are your folks getting around in the wintertime?
Well, they can definitely still do the horse-drawn carriage. The Mackinac Carriage Tours offers a really cool sleigh ride. Mackinac is great in the wintertime just to do that very thing, Michelle, and just kind of, hike and walk around, check out the natural beauty. You can snowmobile, you can cross-country ski, and there's miles and miles of beautiful cross-country ski trails that the Islanders keep, very, very well groomed. So if you're an outdoor enthusiast and love to cross-country ski or hike and walk, it's really a beautiful place to do so.
That is the big surprise also for people who have never been to the island in the wintertime, to find out that people are actually on snowmobiles in the wintertime. I don't know how you'd get around if you weren't doing that.
Yeah, you pretty much need a snowmobile. I mean, they're all the Islanders, and there's probably 500 that live there year round, and it probably includes the 20 horses and dogs and cats too. But there's a very vibrant community. There's 8 or 9, 10 kids per class. But everybody has a snowmobile. I'm not sure what their cars look like, but they all have a zipped up snowmobile. I personally don't have one, but I've oftentimes just hitched a ride from St. Ignace once the ice bridge makes between St. Ignace and Mackinac. You just go down the shoreline, and I probably know the person heading over, and I just jump on the back and buy them lunch or something when I get to the island. But snowmobiling is very beautiful on Mackinac Island.
Well, of course, I'm actually hoping there's some snow that first weekend of December. I'll be up for the Holiday Bazaar. Tell me what I'm going to experience, and let's hope a lot of other people are going to experience for your Holiday Bazaar, the 6th and 7th of December.
Well, it's a great community event. The community raises money for the medical center, and there's a big prime rib dinner Friday night, and there's an auction all day long, and you kind of come and go with coffee and hot chocolate and lunch-type items. And 3 restaurants are open. I think the Village Inn is open, the Mustang, and I believe the Irish Pub. So plenty of places to grab a bite to eat or a drink. And then you just take in, the stuff that we just talked about, the hiking and cross-country skiing, and just taking in, the natural beauty that Mackinac offers. But it's usually a real hustle bustle weekend with lots of energy for sure.
So you have the dinner on Friday night. Anything in particular on Saturday that people need to look for event-wise?
Well, no, I guess I'm not totally familiar with the calendar for Saturday, but I've been to the auction, probably 3 or 4 times, and it's really just an all-day ongoing event, and it's just a good time to, hook up with the island folks and say hello, and talk about the upcoming holidays. And it's just amazing because it just seems like yesterday that we closed, and all of a sudden we're ramping up here in a few weeks for that weekend, and then really every weekend in December is pretty darn busy. Mackinac is certainly a secret in the wintertime, but more and more people are, as they fall in love with Mackinac, like to see it, all seasons, not just, in the summer or spring or fall, but the wintertime is just as unique and special as the summertime on Mackinac.
If if you don't want to take the boat, and if the ice bridge is not there, the air service, what are the details to get to the island?
Well, you go to, I'm not sure their website, but Great Lakes Air, they fly right out of St. Ignace, Michigan. It's the world's shortest flight. I think it's, 6.5 minutes, but I fly over, several times throughout the winter, and it's just very easy, very seamless. And you fly right into the airport there on the island, and it's a nice walk down, just a couple miles you can walk, or there's always a taxi, a horse-drawn taxi there to pick you up if you'd like a ride. But most people, after, say, mid-January, late January, when the boats stop running, will fly back and forth, and then hopefully, the island gets the ice bridge between St. Ignace and the island to for the islanders and others to come across by snowmobile. I think, as you guys know, what's really neat on Mackinac, after Christmas, the islanders bring their Christmas trees down to the shoreline there at British Landing, and they wait for the ice to form, and then the younger guys go out and kind of spud across and make sure the ice is thick enough, and then they mark the trail with those Christmas trees. So there's actually a marked trail of Christmas trees going from St. Ignace to the island, so you really can't get lost, even if the wind kicks up and the visibility is limited. You can always follow that Christmas tree line.
Tree to tree. It's
tree to tree, and it's an easy walk too. It's only like 2.8 miles from, as the island's kind of positioned there in the straits. At that point, at the shortest point, it's only 2.8 miles. So I've walked it several times too, and it's really, really cool.
Well, I'm going to have to get up the courage to do that one of these days. I've taken the boat, of course, many times, but I'll have to try that this winter. That'd be fun.
It's a neat experience for sure, Dave.
Has the bridge the last few years, have they gotten that ice bridge?
No, the last couple of years with a mild winter, I'm not even sure. Some of the guys crossed for a few days, maybe up to a week, but there was really no ice bridge at all to speak of. So that was a total bummer for the island folks. But I don't know. I can just tell this year, it's colder temperatures, and I think we're going to have a great ice bridge for this coming winter.
I agree. At least let's hope so. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby Benser, Jr., owner of Murdick's Fudge, also president of the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau, inviting you up for the Holiday Bazaar on the island. The big holiday fudge gift giving as well, and it's going to be a fun weekend, the 6th and 7th of December, so consider that. And go to MackinacIsland.org for more information. Of course, if you're looking for information about traveling this winter around Michigan, we recommend you start your travel visiting experience by going to Michigan.org. We always say your trip begins at Michigan.org because it really is a great website with information from all around the state packaged in a way that I think it's easy for us to really find information. I am probably the least advanced person in the office when it comes to the web and social media. Michelle's rolling her eyes in agreement.
I don't ever do that.
Yeah, no, never. But it's true. And the thing is, if I can figure this thing out, anybody can. Just go to Michigan.org, and you'll see on the homepage the little tabs on the top, and it kind of helps you find various information you might be looking for, whether it's events or things to do or hotels. Maybe you're looking for information on about a specific city. There's information easily at your fingertips by simply going to Michigan.org. So check that out. You're going to find it quite easy to find. We're going to find out what's happening at Michigan's biggest wine, beer, and food festival next, right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.